Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Krusty Canuck, on this beautiful 27th of July, 2019. And yes, I put a video up on YouTube recently, but this story is just too good not to share with you, my listeners and my fans. The whole transgender debacle from that clown in BC. And basically, I'm going to weigh in on the whole pedophile BS that's been lingering for a very, very long time now in this country. All that and more coming up in the Krusty Canuck podcast. Stay tuned.
Hit it, sweetheart.
And welcome once again to the Krusty Canuck podcast on this beautiful 27th July 2019. As mentioned in the intro, yes, I'm going to weigh in on this whole frickin' transgender waxing issue that's been plaguing us now the past few days. It's been nothing but a debacle. I'll be leaving links, of course, at the end of my podcast here in regards to my information and my opinions based on what I've read. I'll be including an article from Press for Truth, a couple of good lads out of BC covering a lot of news stories. And I might even throw a CBC article in there just to show the contradiction on how this clown is coming across as a victim, and yet there's more details and more proof in the pudding to what he is really doing. So, a Miss Jessica Yaniv, or whatever his or her name used to be, basically put in a human rights complaint to the BC Human Rights Commission in regards to walking into a salon and people will not wax his fucking balls. Think about it, really. You know, think about it hard. Well, don't too hard, because it's ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen, how it works. Here's an individual, okay, trans, whatever, whether it's a common thing or if it's a trendy thing right now. Still a minority of people out there fighting for rights that I think a lot of them already have. And it goes up there with the whole snowflake mentality and everybody else who sits around and bitches and moans about rights that they already have. Make a long story short, this individual walked into an establishment, a place of business, wanted his genitalia waxed, of a bikini wax. The staff refused to do it because, as far as I know, what I've read, they were forbidden to do it from their husbands. Out of respect for their husbands, and they just didn't want to do it, So obviously this business was comfortable enough to deny somebody a service, which is allowed. Every business has the right to serve and not to serve accordingly, regardless if you feel that you're being persecuted against. Now, I've been to a bar a few bars, sorry. Yes, I used to drink quite a bit, but I've been in numerous bars where they have a sign up that says we refuse, we have the right to refuse service to anyone. And that's self-explanatory, ladies and gentlemen. And it's got nothing to do with your race, your gender, your identity, color of your shoes or your sandals or what kind of sports car you drive or what's between your legs. If they feel that you are not good for their business, then they won't serve you. Now, this whole case goes up to the case in Colorado with that man who refused to bake a cake for those two homosexual men that wanted to get married. Now, common sense would say, well, if this guy doesn't want to bake you a cake, then go to another fucking bakery. Shit simple. Regardless of what his personal religious point of view is or what your point of view is. And it's getting to a point now where people are jumping on the whole human rights issues, screaming wolf and crying wolf for the sake of identity, not for the sake of an actual human rights violation. Okay? Like, do these people not realize that you are taking away the validity of an actual human rights violation? Okay? Every time you're screaming wolf about, oh, help me, I'm oppressed, oh, help me, they won't serve me, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? You pick the fuck up and you move on. Go to another establishment, might do that for you. Right? But there'll be information in the links I'll provide here. This clown, along with his mother, as you'll see in one of the videos, if you do download it after this podcast, that this guy, okay, and I will call him a guy. I won't give him the respect of calling him a woman. It's obvious he's a guy with frizzy hair, dyed hair, or a hairstyle, or a wig, who knows, with makeup on, and he wears a dress. Right? It's still a dude. So I'm not going to call her because it's politically correct thing to do. I'm going to call him a douche. I'm going to call him a lowlife. I'm going to call him a weirdo because there's more to this story than I'm presenting here. And, okay, to my new listeners, if you feel that I'm being hard on this person, yes, I am, because there's more to this, and I'll get to that eventually. But here's this guy who is basically shut down a business because they won't wax his balls. About this whole thing, too, is that some of these human rights advocates and these human rights administrators are going along with it. Like, if I walk into a salon and I ask them to shave my head with a straight razor, which a lot of barbers are trained to do, right? And they refuse to do it because of a personal affliction they have with a straight blade, or they're not confident in themselves to do that, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to try to shut these people down because I disagree with their lack of confidence or I disagree with their approach. You know, I'm not going to disagree with these people because of their lack of confidence or approach, because they don't want to use a straight razor and shaving my head. That's just stupid. You know, pardon the pause there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having some electrical issues here. But you see my point, though. If I walk in any barber shop and I expect a head shave, it's not going to be up to me to shut them down because I disagree with their lack of confidence. Right? And I've seen some apologist emails towards this clown. Oh, you go, girl, you go. Yes, you have to go and do this and stand for what's right. Yeah, stand for what's right when there's an actual human rights violation. Like if you're told to get on the back of the bus, or if you're told to stand in the rain, or if you're told to wait in line for this, you know, or you're being chastised and beaten up because of the color of your eyes or because of your religion, then talk about human rights violations. Don't sit there and talk about human rights violations because one business out of how many other waxing businesses in your area can provide you a service or refuses to provide you a service. The level of fucking sheer arrogance. Like, holy shit. You know? And what about people that are actually having a hard time with getting into or feeling transgendered? What if there's an actual people out there that are genuinely concerned about their personal well-being because they're not sure who they are? Especially when you get clowns like that representing them falsely. You know? If by chance, Mr. or Ms. Jessica Yaman, and you're listening to this, when the hell are you going to be an adult and take responsibility for your crap? Huh? Who are you to judge people when you don't want to be judged? Who are you to sit there and tell folks, oh, you must do this because wax my balls or else? Really? Okay. How about you step outside with regular working folk? People who don't have to rely on a scooter. People who actually work for a living and do good things and do good deeds. How about you step outside with them and try to pull that bullshit off? Talk about your human rights violations. Give me a break. Anyway, tell me what you think. CrustyBCanuck67@gmail.com. Or you can find me on Instagram, Canuck Krusty, or on Facebook at Krusty Canuck. Or you can just send me an old-fashioned email in the above mentioned, or send me a comment or two on krustycanuck.ca, or even here on the Bean. It's getting ridiculous knowing that there are people out there that are crying wolf when there's no wolf. They are crying, oh, help me, I'm oppressed, because people are learning to say no. Okay? I don't care how you live your life, folks. Really, I don't care. I don't care if you're trans this or bi this or gay here or whatever. Knock yourself out. All right? Just be good to people. That's all it is. You don't have to agree with anyone's lifestyle to show consideration. You don't have to agree with this or agree with that. Right? It's the same frickin' clowns that are giving Cineplex Odeon a hard time for showing that movie Unplanned. You know? All this BS when it comes to, oh my God, we can't show this, we can't show that. Yet you can show a guy screaming at the top of the heavens because someone won't wax his balls. And you'll chastise anybody who wants to see the movie Unplanned or give another business a hard time for showing said movie. So to all these people out here that put themselves in this category of oppression and marginalization, who are you oppressing and who are you marginalizing? Think about it. Okay, think about it. And to add more fuel to the fire, in the link of the Press for Truth issue, and I'm actually going to probably add a CBC article to this too. This infuriates me. This creature, this Jessica Yanvin guy, or girl, or whatever he wants to identify with, not only does he appear to be lazy and being on the government's teat with a little motor scooter, and his mother's sitting there defending his honor, like a good mama should, right? Like Forrest Gump and his mama there. We'll call this thing, Henrietta Gumpy or whatever. We'll just call her Lump for starters. I'm not impressed with her performance. Well, she actually petitioned, I think it was the city of Burnaby. Anyway, correct me if I'm wrong. But based on the article, she actually petitioned whatever community to have a pool party, right, for 12 and up, topless, no adults. Ladies and gentlemen, that's fucking disgusting. Okay? Not only is it it's screaming pedophilia, it's encouraging it. And what gets me is who in their right mind? Now, I'm not saying it was authorized or it was not authorized. I have to read the article again just to make sure. But when I read that, I just, a quiet gasket just blew, I guess you can say I'm triggered. But who in their right mind would organize such a festivity, to say the least? You wanted permission to do that, to have a pool party for kids 12 and up to go topless. Fucking sick. And I'm just, it's disgusting. Why are we allowing this to happen? Who in their right mind would authorize something like that? And let alone, the proof is in the pudding right there anyway, no adults allowed. Well, really? You want my kid to come to your pool party? And she happens to be 13 years of age, but you want her to go topless? What is that? That's disgusting. Like, the sheer bravery of this individual, the gall of this individual, to even ask for something like that. Fuck. Oh, anyway, tell me what you think, folks. Reach me at crustybcanuck67@gmail.com or on my Instagram at Canuck Krusty, or Krusty Canuck on Facebook, or krustycanuck.ca. I'll leave all the pertinent information in the links below once I'm finished this cast here. But, do you see what I mean? Honestly, it's fucking disgusting. And to all these people out there that are backing this pedophilia craze up, God, I'm not going to sit here and say shame on you. This is beyond shame. This is sickening. Who in their right mind is going to want to do this? Who in their right mind is going to allow this? And don't give me this crap about sexual preference or dress up a shit sandwich and call it something different. Any man or woman that gets their jollies out of playing with a child, as far as I'm concerned, should be shot. Really. No, I don't care. Don't give me this rehab stuff and this sincerity and compassion. Where's the compassion for the victims of said crime? Okay? Where's the compassion for these kids? Where's the compassion for the survivors? Huh? Where is the compassion for that? People who have overcome insurmountable odds, emotionally and physically, and questioning their sexual identity and questioning who they are. No one talks to the kids or the victims of said crime. But let's, of course, the new doctrine is going to be, let's be sympathetic to minor attracted persons. You mean pedophiles, period. Don't dress it up to something that's not, ladies and gentlemen. They're fucking pedophiles, and it's disgusting. I don't care if you're a man in your 20s. I don't care if you're a woman in your 20s. I don't care if you're in your 30s or 40s. If I ever hear of anybody, especially if anybody I know in this area, who is doing something to a child, I will gladly serve time to destroy you. gladly. When you violate the rights of somebody, to me, in the eyes of the law, you violate your own rights in the process. So therefore, I do believe in due process. This angers me, ladies and gentlemen. I believe in due process. But if a man or a woman is found guilty for molesting a child or children or underage persons, fucking throw the book at him. I mean, really, fucking let him have it. Don't give me this rehab or compassion or give him 3 months less a day because of time served. No, you give him a period of years. And you throw them in solitary once a month. Right? And you have the guards take broom handles and poke at him in different directions. Do you see how it feels to be powerless and manipulated and treated like absolute garbage, like your property? And then you can consider maybe showing them some compassion after about maybe 10 years served. Or, like I said, have them shot. Well, to all these people out there that are unsure about how society is going, stick to your morals, the common morals. Children are meant to be kids. Let them grow up and find their way. They don't need to be drag queens. They don't need to be put on makeup. If they genuinely feel that way, then fine. But I'm getting sick and tired of this sickness. Pedophilia has to be stopped. Right? And to the parents that are okay with this crap, fucking shame on you. To all these people that are worried about feelings and how things look and not being progressive enough, do you honestly think by okaying some kind of license to have a pool party like that is being progressive? I think you're throwing lambs to the slaughter. I think you're creating cannon fodder if you okay that kind of thing. But here's a suggestion. How about you stop this kind of thing and start saying no to people? If Buddy wants to get his balls waxed, he can go bloody well elsewhere to do it. Who is he to take people down with him? Right? If you want to get a cake baked someplace and they won't do it because you're gay or straight, well, go someplace else. You have the freedom to choose, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's in Canada or the United States or any working democracy for that matter. But still, we got these victims. Oh, these victims, these endless so-called victims. Anyway, enough of that. And I'll be adding links to the story here, but please tell me what you think. So you can reach me at crustybcanuck67@gmail.com or on the Instagram at CanuckCrusty or crustycanuck.ca or on Facebook. Tell me what you think about these idiots, this ridiculous mandate to put children in harm, or this mandate to thwart our laws to satisfy a handful of people that might be offended or who are offended. Like, this has got to stop. Enough of this crap. Well, I'm not telling you to live your life. Well, do what you want, whatever makes you feel good. But just be good to people. And leave kids alone, for crying out loud. God. Regardless of how easy childhood should be now compared to my childhood or your childhood or our parents' childhood. We're losing grasp on morality here. Something moral here. Fuck. What else do you say? What else can you do? Stand our ground, folks. I'm standing my ground. Well, anyhow, this has been another episode of the Crusty Canuck podcast. I'm a little pissed, a little angry, but needless to say, you can't really blame me. Anyhow, I will try to get an episode up at least every week. And I'll try to get a video up every week, too, for those of you who tune into me on YouTube. I'd like to say thank you, everyone who has been subscribing the past few weeks. Thank you very much. And please consider sharing. Share. I would like to reach 1,000 subscribers, hopefully by October. I think it can be done. But please spread the word. Help me reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. And, of course, a few more subscribers here on the Podbean, which would be fantastic. And please consider donating $5 to $10 a month. A steady donation will get you a free T-shirt. $3 to $5 a month will get you a free coffee mug. And if you just want to buy a shirt, and not worry about donating, you can do that too. Or if you just want to donate, that's great too. I'll leave links at the bottom of the description. And if my listeners here on YouTube, don't forget to press the little red bell in the corner of your screen there. That way it'll notify you when I have new content up, and it'll help with the algorithm to get a fan base going. And don't forget to comment, click like, and subscribe, and tell me how you feel. Anyway, I've been Krusty Canuck, and as I say always, ladies and gentlemen, hope your dreams come true. Be good to your loved ones, and don't forget, humanity and merit wins the day. Bye for now, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time.